was the view from the U.S. military in Baghdad. Let's focus in now on the effort to protect the United States from an ISIS attack. Joining us, the Republican Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin. He's the chairman of the Senate Homeland Security Committee. He also serves on the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thanks very much for joining us. First of all, your reaction to what we just heard from Colonel Warren. Give us your reaction when you hear that kind of assessment he provides.
Well, it's obviously good news we're making some progress, but certainly the hearing we held today talked about the importance of the territory for the establishment and the ongoing fact of the caliphate. And as long as that caliphate holds territory, they're generating revenue, they're also generating additional recruits and more adherence to this barbaric ideology. So the fact of the matter is we actually have to defeat them, but defeat means denying them all their territory, so that caliphate actually is defeated and no longer exists.
Your hearing today, and it was an important hearing, entitled Inside the Mind of ISIS, Understanding Its Goals and Ideology to Better Protect the Homeland. What was the most important conclusion that you heard?
Well, it's really pretty interesting. And again, I hit on it in terms of the importance of the territory and the fact that that caliphate exists. That sets in motion, Sharia law, and it just, for those that adhere to that ideology, they have a duty to support the caliphate, whether by traveling to Syria and Iraq to join in the fight or kill in place. And so that is why it's so important. The other thing we pointed out is there are about 1.6 million billion Muslims in the world. A very small fraction, let's say 1%, is still 16 million potentially adherents to this ideology. And I'm not saying nobody can tell you what that is, but a very small percentage is still a really big problem. The other thing we learned is, because the other part of our hearing was, what attracts people? Is there a typical, basically, background of somebody who's attracted to this ideology? And there is none. The diversity of people that have actually joined this fight, it makes it very difficult for us to really identify those and prevent it. So that's why you get back to the main goal initially with ISIS is they have to be defeated. We have to actually accomplish President Obama's stated goal of defeating ISIS.
And related to this, an important vote on the Senate floor coming up in the next hour or two on Syrian refugees allowed to come into the United States. Tell us about this vote and how you will vote on it.
I'm going to vote yes, because I think it's pretty rude to hold this administration's feet to the fire. This administration has the legal authority to let in basically any refugee from wherever, and so we have a responsibility to make sure that they do not take any shortcuts. They don't short-circuit the process. And so this is just kind of like under Sarbanes-Oxley, we require CEOs to certify that their financial statements are accurate. Why not have the Director of Homeland, or the Secretary of Homeland Security, the Director of FBI, and our Counterterrorism Center certify that we have not taken any shortcuts in the vetting process, and so the people we let in really don't pose risk to this country and to our homeland.
So no refugees will be allowed to come in from Syria if this vote were to pass. No refugees would be allowed. Hold on one second. Unless the Director of the FBI and the Secretary of Homeland Security certified that they've thoroughly been vetted. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty reasonable proposal, quite honestly. And Wolf, you cited earlier statistics. In our hearing, we talked about the State Department's START report. It started in 2012, and just from 2012 to 2014, the number of terrorist attacks worldwide have gone from 6,700 to over almost 17,000. Number of people killed have gone from 11,000 to almost 44,000, a four-fold increase of people killed in terrorist attacks in just a 2-year time period. The threat of Islamic terror is real and it's growing.
Do you have the 60 votes needed to pass this legislation?
I hope so, at least to proceed to consideration and debate. I mean, what would be wrong with that? I hope Democrats in the Senate to provide us that vote so we can at least discuss this on the floor of the Senate and offer it up to amendments.
Senator Ron Johnson is the chairman of the Senate Homeland Security Committee. We'll follow the vote. We'll update our viewers, obviously, once it takes place. Thanks, as usual, for joining us.
Have a great day.